Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna here. Basically, we are discussing on the topic that is city creation. City creation, basically, we are discussing on the topic that is city future creation. Future creation, basically, we are discussing on the topic that is future account, India account, basically, SBI account, and other accounts. Basically, in this, basically, we are talking about one topic that is future creation. So, one topic, one person basically told that basically the 100 crore child, basically, which is going to happen, basically, that basically, which is going to happen, basically, that basically data basically everything data basically each and every data basically is prepared, so that data basically is prepared, that basically everybody knows that basically. So one of the person told that this data basically is prepared, and that data basically is prepared by the software companies. They are telling that basically we have the exact phase basically of each and every person basically, which is going to take birth and which is going to become like this each and every stuff basically. So one of the satellite person told that basically, Sunil, basically we have one planet basically which is telling that basically this 100 crore child basically, their user stories basically, that is the user story means the physical 100 crore child basically is already taken birth basically there. They basically has become big also, and then basically they will become young also, then basically they have become to old stage also, and then basically after that basically they died also. So 100 crore people taken birth there in the planet, and then basically they have died also there. That's user story basically which is dumped into the earth planet. So after this basically answer basically, each and every industry basically people basically were shocked. One of the people basically, the satellite person basically was shocked. The computer company basically was shocked. The American president basically was shocked. The war people, the war basically which is ongoing, that people basically were shocked. So each and every people basically were shocked basically after this answer basically. So here the topic is what basically. Here the topic is, one of the person told that the topic is after a certain time basically, that is a 100 crore child which is going to happen basically, that is already tested basically. So you can just imagine basically the testing mechanism basically, it's not in only in the software industry basically. It is in universe also basically. So each and everything are tested only. You can, one of the person told that here basically you can't imagine basically. You can't imagine basically how the universe basically is very critical basically. How critical it is basically. So just a minute. Just a minute. So one of the person said that is not possible here, Sunil. Basically, how you can say that means you want to say like this basically, which I am telling. For example, the 100 crore child which is going to take birth, their exact replica basically that is created in the other planet basically, and they basically already got the birth, and here basically the birth process has also not started, and you want to say it like this basically. So see basically their birth basically has already happened, they basically become child, then basically they become young, then basically they become to old stage, and then basically they died also. After the entire died process basically, that is the 100 crore child of, and their basically generation has not started because why? Because they are restricted to one generation. So their basically process basically has happened, and that data basically, the energy basically you want to say, that is dumped into the earth planet, and the earth planet basically has started this process basically. That is the lava creation basically. After the birth basically which is going to happen, that data basically is dumped into the environment, and each and every child which is going to take birth, that data basically has dumped in earth planet basically. That was shocking basically. Even basically the big nuclear power company and energy company like ONGC and IPCL and Reliance basically were shocked after this watching this video basically. They were shocked basically. Are you sure basically, Sunil, you want to say? So they basically are Reliance and ONGC group. Without they basically don't ignore any of the people person basically. They never ignores any of the people basically. So after this video basically they immediately connected to the satellite group, and they basically asked this basically. Are you sure भाई ये सुनील बेसिकली ऐसा कुछ बोल रहा है भाई, that you want to मतलब they basically explained in this way basically, because in satellite basically it is Hindi basically, so they explained in Hindi that he मतलब सुनील ऐसा बोल रहा है कि 100 करोड़ चाइल्ड जो बर्थ लेने वाला है, दैट बेसिकली हैज ऑलरेडी टेकन द बर्थ मीन्स अपने जन्म ले लिया है वहां पे उस प्लेनेट में, दूसरे प्लेनेट में जन्म ले लिया है, उन्होंने अपना जवानी और बुढ़ापा और मौत भी देख लिया है. That means there basically the child is already taken the birth, young also that child basically has happened, young generation or young stage also basically has passed, and after that basically he has passed to old stage also, and after that basically he died also, and there basically the 100 crore child story basically ended, and that entire story basically dumped into this earth planet after getting the birth. So they basically verified basically. The satellite group told that basically हमको check करना पड़ेगा basically. We are basically the doing a job basically. हमको मतलब management team से check करना पड़ेगा. So there also management team is there basically, who are basically managing everything, who are basically writing. So they told that yes basically he's telling correct basically. But he still basically not got job, that also we also know basically. So satellite up to satellite level basically the Sunil R Nair basically has not got the job. That information basically has passed. So they were shocked basically. They are actually searching basically where is Vadodara city basically. Where is that Vadodara city basically? Their satellite groups are searching basically where is that Vadodara city. Where basically Sunil R Nair basically is getting problem only problem. Where is that Vadodara city? And that basically I have already displayed where is that Vadodara city basically. That is not supposed to tell basically where is the Vadodara city. That is Baroda basically. Old name was it was basically Vadodara, Baroda basically. But now the name has changed to Vadodara. That is word. The tree of word basically. You can see currently basically there are around more than 9 lakh tree basically in Vadodara. And lots of people says that across the world also basically Vadodara tree basically is spreaded. So their count basically is more than 80 crore. Just taking as an example, basically, don't take seriously, basically. Otherwise, lots of people say that they basically started counting. But for that, basically, the digital world, basically, that is very easy. Why? Because they have the data of energy. Basically. So one of the person told that this tree, this nature item, basically, which is already created, that they group basically are knowing that basically the user story which is generating the other planet of this 100 crore, that user story basically is the seed of the tree basically. That is the seed of the tree basically which is getting basically, and the seeds basically of the beach of the tree basically, that is coming from that planet's data. The shocking answer basically, this was the shocking video basically, just basically this video basically which you are recording basically, this is really shocking basically. So you want to say that each and every nature item basically which is in the planet basically, which is basically having this whatever thing basically they are basically having that child 100 crore child basically which is going to happen, that data it is this basically. That is a shocking answer basically. So your generation basically ended, Sunil. So in satellite group also they got the information basically that BJP and Congress basically ended Sunil R Nair generation basically. So up to satellite group basically the information basically has passed that Sunil R Nair basically generation has ended by BJP and Congress group. Just taking as an example, really basically they had not ended my generation. So one of the person told that, yeah, basically, Sunil, basically, we are shocked here, basically, after this video, basically. This is basically dangerous video, basically, I'm telling basically. So 100 crore child which is going to happen, that child basically which is doing the process inside the lava data. So that lava data basically you want to say that that is already taken the birth basically in the other planet, and that entire process which is happened, that data basically is dumped into the earth planet, and that tree each and everything the nature item basically which is inside the earth planet, that are the next generation story basically you want to. That is shocking basically, yeah, basically, Sunil, basically we never got this type of video basically. This is the first video basically which you have displayed basically. After this basically the software company also basically started tracking Sunil Nair basically, because anything basically can any time basically happen. That's why basically, so they also started tracking basically. ये मतलब सही बोल रहा है या मतलब फेंक रहा है, मतलब how that is possible यार basically. The 100 crore child which is going to happen basically, that is already taken birth in the other planets, and there the child basically has taken birth young, then basically he become older age, then basically he died also. That entire story basically has dumped into the Earth planet, and that's exactly what story which has dumped in the way that is going to happen in Earth planet. The 100 crore child basically is equal to user story of this 100 crore child basically of the planet basically which has already story has already generated. So that is the shocking video basically. This is the shocking video basically. And after this video, basically, the people basically the NASA group and ISRO group basically started basically thinking basically what is this here basically. We want to check trees basically. We want to check Vadodara tree basically where Sunil Nair basically is getting problem basically. They started tracking basically. Where is this Vadodara city basically? Where Sunil Nair basically is getting problem basically. So that is the shocking answer basically. And this is the shocking video basically. You will not able to believe that basically. So one of the person told that, "Arey bhai Sunil, where is that planet here? Basically, we want to know that planet. Basically, can we basically get that information of the planet? Basically, the software industry basically are anthetic. Basically, anthetic is basically the sporty. Basically, sporty is basically one application also. I think shopping application. So that application basically we can name as a sporty. Each and every software company owner basically has sporty. Basically, sporty means they immediately basically rush to the requirement. So this was the dangerous requirement basically. Just now basically I collected. Just a minute. So that was the shocking basically. That was shocking actually. So one of the person told that your generation basically was ended by set of groups basically. That which is group that basically is going to become history basically. So that due to that group basically your generation basically ended. That is shocking basically. So this is going to affect to entire Indian nationality or basically only to that caste basically. That is also we are going to see. So that was shocking basically. So one of the person told that where is the Vadodara city here basically? Where basically Sunil Nair basically is getting so much of problem basically. Just a minute. Just a minute. Huh? So that was shocking basically. That how basically that is possible here basically the 100 crore child which is going to happen, their user story basically has generated there basically. Currently basically war is also going. You will not able to believe it basically. So one of the person told that here basically where is that planet here basically where entire user story is already generated and the user stories basically has dumped into the planet basically. That is the Earth planet. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this topic that is just a minute.